Here we go.
Hello, my name is Robert and I'm the Festival Director for the Dublin Smartphone Film Festival. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the 3 reasons why you should consider keeping your short films as short as possible. I have been the director for the festival for over 4 years now, so what I'm about to share comes straight from my own experience. Hopefully these points will get you thinking about your film's running time and how keeping it shorter might be the way to go. Number 1. Shorter films will be viewed by more people. Okay, quick history lesson. Short films go back as far as the beginning of cinema, with the first film simply called Roundhay Garden Scene, clocking in at a whopping 2.1 seconds long. The average running time for a feature up until the 1950s was 90 minutes. This was increased by 20 minutes between 1950 and 1965. The theory here was pressure from television. Studios felt that longer form content would be more appealing to cinema audiences, so they gave us films like The Ten Commandments and Lawrence of Arabia. With the rise of VHS, films became shorter by about 10 minutes. The theory here was that it was driven by a desire to get films easily onto cassette tapes. The point is, the running time for films was dictated by audience tastes and economic reasons. It's still the same today, with the average mainstream film aiming for the 120-minute mark. Why? So that more films can be shown in a single day, so they can have larger audience numbers. Festivals work in a similar capacity. They are inundated with films ranging in running times. The goal is to show as many films as possible. When you have a longer running film, that running time will start to work against you. If your film is 15 minutes long, it'll be compared to 3 or 4 films that can be shown in its place. Sometimes you might open more doors with a well thought out and executed 60-second short. They're easy to program. Oftentimes we'll make a point of including it because we can squeeze it in. After all, it's only 1 minute. Number 2. Shorter films can be cheaper. Before you put pen to paper, it's important to remember, filmmaking isn't always cheap.
Man of my word.
Oftentimes you have to beg, borrow and steal to cobble together a budget to get it over the line. The longer your film is, potentially the more expensive it might be. What looks simple on paper might end up costing you more money once you put it into production. Locations, actors, catering, this all adds up. In the end, it comes back to economical storytelling. A short should focus on a direct theme or message and hammer it home. There isn't much room for fat on the story, and sometimes additional elements that seem great on paper end up costing you a fortune during the shoot. Number 3. Short films are different to feature films. Making a short film is a challenge, and writing a short can be a different process to a feature. Oftentimes, first-time filmmakers try to compress the elements of a feature film into a short. 1 page of dialogue roughly adds up to 1 minute of screen time, regardless of whether you have action or dialogue or a mix of both. Although the Academy views a short film as anything less than 40 minutes, the optimum time for films for festivals is about 10 minutes. This, I would argue, is changing, and for me personally, the sweet spot is around 7 minutes. I'm not saying you should alter your film just to submit it to festivals. Just get honest feedback about what's working and what isn't. The first film I ever made ended up being 22 minutes long. I was adamant it couldn't be trimmed because it would lose its meaning. Years later, I found it and decided to re-edit it through fresh eyes. I was able to get it down to 3.5 minutes. I see now that I approached the film like a feature. In the end, seeking honest feedback at the time would have helped me here. It's important to understand there are a number of factors at play when submitting your film to a festival. The shorter your film is, the more a chance it'll be screened and the more opportunity you'll have for it to be viewed by an audience. In the end, isn't that the most important thing? For people to see and enjoy your film. Best of luck.